Awesome. So, good little update. This is day whatever of me documenting our process to financial freedom. And I wanted to make this channel, just if you're new here, this is me documenting my process in the most raw, unedited format possible from dome to phone. And today's topic is about focusing and cutting out the bullshit that you don't need to do. So very recently I've learned from a lot of really knowledgeable people, Alex Hormozi, and I read Essentialism by Greg McKeown, and a lot of podcasts and books that I've been reading recently have all pointed in the same direction, and it's all about focus. Like, remove the bullshit that you're doing that is not in alignment with where you want to go. Like, there is some boring work that you might need to do to get to where you want to go that you may not love, but the thing I used to do is I would go a millimeter in a million different directions. But what I should be doing, and am doing now for the most part, is going a million miles in one direction, because you will get much farther ahead going in one direction, all in on one thing, than you will by doing 10 things. I used to think it was cool. I literally, at one point when I was like 20 or 21, or maybe even earlier when I was like 19, I used to think it was so cool because I was making money from 20. Oh, fuck, I lived. Okay. I almost ran over a squirrel. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I used to think it was cool because I would go and make money from 22 different income streams. And I was like, oh, I'm so awesome. I'm making like $1,000 from all of these different income streams. I was doing Amazon, eBay, Poshmark. I was flipping clothes on all these different websites. I had like a coaching business. I was coaching athletes, and I had like stocks that I was investing in, and like all these different things I was doing. I thought it was so cool. I thought I was the best freaking person in the entire world because of how much I was doing. But what I didn't realize, and what I now see clear as day, is if I had just focused on one thing, if I had just focused on doing one thing really well for an indefinite amount of time, I would have gotten much farther ahead in life had I just, dialed in on that one task, right? And that's really what all of this is about, is focusing on one thing, because I'd rather do one thing with 100% of my effort and get results versus do two things at 50% capacity. I promise you it will work out way better than you think. It might sound good to diversify, but what they don't tell you about diversifying your investments and everything is you do that after you have a reliable income stream, in the active column. So like, you might make a lot of money from your business or your job or whatever. Use that money to buy less active income streams. It's not technically passive because there is a lot of time required to get that. So less active income streams, right? Real estate, stocks, whatever you fancy. And you use that as like your main vehicle for the less, we'll just call it passive, just because it's more popular for people to understand. So you have your passive income stream, like your main pillar, right? And then you can start building that up to where it'll get to a point where you can then reinvest back into other things, other passive income streams, ideally that are all intertwined within the same vertical, i.e. real estate, for example. Like, you don't want to do, you wouldn't want to do Amazon and real estate and drop shipping and coaching like as income streams, because it just distracts you too much and you won't get the results, the best results that you're looking for by doing that. So ideally you would have everything coming from real estate, and then you would use the real estate investments income to go back into stocks or you could build a business within real estate that is run entirely from a team. Who knows, right? There's all sorts of ways that it can go, but ideally you have one income stream or one passive income stream that you are focused on and you can become a master at and can really excel at, right? So if you think about it, if you go all in on real estate investing and like that's your one thing, their one income stream that you can build revenue off of, what happens if you get really, really, really good at analyzing deals and can identify what makes sense, what doesn't, right? You're gonna be a freaking rock star at putting deals together and like helping other people do that. People will happily pay you for your time. It becomes a totally different ballgame whenever you become a master at something. So personally, what we're going to do moving forward is we're going to earn as much as we possibly can from our active income, reinvest it back into real estate, and just keep doing that, keep recycling. Like I've had to cut out a lot of things that I was making money from. I had a blog, I have a sports blog that I still have. It's like an affiliate page more or less, and it's been growing over time, but I'm not very focused on it because I probably spend a couple minutes every week looking at it and just like editing some stuff, nothing crazy, because all of my time, energy, and attention is on my sales role right now, because I just want to get really, really good at one thing, use that income that I can earn from that one thing to reinvest back into something that I don't have to spend the time dealing with, which is real estate. I hire a property manager, they take care of all of it, and I literally spend zero or very limited amount of time on it, right? And that's the whole point of this video. So that is where I'm at currently at this moment with everything that we're doing, what I'm focused on. I'm hoping that gives you a little bit of clarity on something that you could be more attentive to in your own life. So if you're like me and you have 1,000 things that were going on at one point, I would highly recommend to stop it and to focus on the one thing that you feel like you can provide the biggest impact to your community, you love the most, can make money from, and feel like you have a lot of growth with, long term. So like things you love, things you can make money from, things that provide an impact, and things that you know very well or want to know very well, right? So that's what people call the ikigai, or alignment between everything that your values are focused on. So that's what I would say, and that's what I'm learning, and that's what future me is going to be really dialed in on, is cutting out all the bullshit and the crap and the fad of what is not essential and what is not worth paying attention to. Like there's still a time and place for things that might be not as big of a priority, but at this current stage, like if you're doing a bunch of different things, you gotta think like, would my life be better off if I were to just focus and simplify and go all in on one thing? Think of Mr. Beast, for example. He's not a real estate investor and an eBay drop shipper and all these other things. He literally has like one core focus, and that's YouTube. And he is by far the best in the entire world. He's going to become a billionaire very soon. If he wanted to sell his companies right now and everything, he would make well over $1 billion. So that's a testament to going all in on one thing and go chips in. I used to be thinking it was awesome to do all these things, like I said, but the power is in the focus. And the common saying is follow one course until successful. That's what focus really means. And that's what I'm trying to get the message across to you guys, but also, future me to look back on, and also my kids and my family and everything. So thank you guys for watching. If you watched this far, you might as well like the video. You might as well subscribe. It would help me out a ton. It would also help spread the message to other people that might value this material. But I appreciate it. I appreciate you following along, and let me know if you had any questions or things that you wanted to share. But happy to learn from you guys as well. Thanks. Bye-bye.